Having the right tool for the right repair is really important. Cable cutters are an essential tool if you're going to be working with reinstalling cables or cutting cable housing. We took a look at a few and we'll show you what our two favorites. Just as a reminder, when you're replacing housing and cables, make sure you got the right ones. The derailleur cables have wire that runs underneath the outside of the housing parallel to the housing. This makes the cable slide much easier, while the heavier brake cable has metal stripping around all the way down underneath the housing to provide extra strength when braking. When looking at tools, I like to go with the best. This is true of cable cutters. They may cost a little bit more. These cost about $35 each. This is the Park CN10. It has excellent cable cutters and crimpers at the bottom for the end caps that you put on the cables. When you use the Park tool to cut a cable, oftentimes the very end of the cable will get slightly squished and you'll need to open it up. You can use a small finishing nail, sharp edge of a spoke that's been filed, or other tool. Contrary to what most people say, that the tool gets dull with time, this is usually an adjustment in the tightness of the nut and bolt on either side, and just click on the card above and you can see how to repair and get these in fine working order. These have lasted me easily 20 years or more. My newest acquisition is the Ice Tool Pro, a cable casing housing cutter. As we can see on the end, there's a slight compression. We use the cable housing reconditioner here. And we open up the end of the cable housing very nicely. Cable cutters. Two sets of ferrule crimpers. To keep that cable from unraveling. And finally, two sets of spoke cutters if you're going to disassemble a wheel to rebuild, or possibly for making your own tools. I know that there are cheaper models out there on the market, but if I'm doing my own work, I'd rather go with the best. Write in and let me know what you think and what you have used, and I'll pass that on to our viewers. If you're a first-time viewer, please subscribe. Safe cycling.